Okay, take 4. This is a clickbaity article. I can't help but to stress that throughout the rest of this video. This article, I think, is a very ignorant man's opinion on the difference between older and new video games, and which ones are better and which ones are worse. It simply says, video games are better than ever, so why are we trying to revisit the past? Video games are better than ever. There is a shit ton of people out there that are going to tell you that video games are not better than ever. That to pay $60 plus tax for a brand new video game does not ensure me a good video game. And honestly, video games in the past actually cost a lot more. Believe it or not, there were some games that were like 80, 90 bucks, brand spanking new. Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games. I've seen the old ads from like Circuit Cities, Sears, Best Buy. I don't even really know Best Buy was really around back then, but anyway, not the point. The games, they cost a lot of money. 60 bucks to me is a lot of money. Coming from a poor collector, 60 bucks is a lot of money. And this statement just puzzles me because I don't really know where this guy is coming from. Especially when he says, so why are we trying to revisit the past? In my opinion, there are a lot of really good older games. I can name a few right off the top of my head. My favorite game of all time, Super Mario RPG. That was a great game. Did it have its flaws? Sure. Is there some games out there that are probably better than it? Of course. That is my opinion. I'm going to use this word a lot. We're gonna do a count. I'm going to try and keep one in one of these corners up here. A count of how many times I use the word opinion, not including the ones I just used. We're going to start fresh, starting now. But starting now. Why are we trying to revisit the past? It's because the reason why we revisit the past is because there are fucking good games out there that came out a long time ago. So, in my opinion, games like Super Mario RPG, fucking Final Fight, Super Metroid, Earthbound. I honestly never played Earthbound, but Chrono Trigger. I'm naming SNES games. I love the SNES. It's my favorite system of all time. But then you go back, Legend of Zelda. Fucking Pac-Man. Pac-Man was on a system too. It was also an arcade game, but that's an old-ass game. People, old people, newer people, old people, kids, teenagers, kids who aren't even born yet, they're going to want to try Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a freaking classic amongst everybody. Everybody knows Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and all that. Pac-Man sells. Pac-Man is a great game. It's really fun. You can lose yourself in it for hours. So, already with this, why are we trying to revisit the past? I'm going to tell you why. Because they made some really fucking good games in the past. Cut. The first paragraph of this actually talks about this system called the Vega Plus. And that is a new handheld system that was developed through an Indiegogo campaign in order for you to play thousands of classic games from the 80s. Now, from what I recall, there were some decent games in the 80s. I didn't grow up with the 80s games. I mean, there was like Pac-Man and played a little bit of Defender, Space Invaders. I don't even know Space Invaders was 80s as much as it was 90s, but there were good games. Were they graphically phenomenal? No, but they had their own art style, and I enjoy that art style. So, I mean, that may just be my opinion, but to me it just sounds like this guy's opinion is just one-sided. Better graphics, better games. I hear that a lot from certain people who love modern gaming. Better graphics, better game. That's not always the case. That's my opinion. Leave yours down below. But anyway, he goes on and he says that the Vega Plus is just another gadget, a toy a time-filling distraction in a long line of stuff that comes out aimed solely at nostalgia glands. I'm not going to say that the Vega Plus doesn't hit the nostalgia glands, as he puts it, but if you remember those games from way back in the day, and you enjoyed those games, and you get a handheld, and you start playing these games, and you're having fun on it, what's the problem with that? That sounds fucking awesome. A handheld that has thousands of the old games that I used to play when I was a kid? Fuck yeah. That sounds fucking awesome. I guess I just don't understand. This is a fucking, like, bash article towards people who play older video games, which I'm gonna tell you is a lot of fucking people. A lot of people. If I were to go up to a random stranger on the street, I'm gonna say, do you play video games? Or have you ever played video games? Almost all of them are gonna say yes, that they played video games. Now, when I ask, hey, what were some of your favorites? You can be as current about it or as old about it. I think most of them, except for the kids who may not have been brought up with older video games, but like the adults, people my age or older, they're going to mention the older games and how they had a lot of fun playing them. And the thing is, I could put one of those in front of them and they're going to have just as much fun as they did when they were a kid. It's going to rub at those nostalgia glands, of course, but if they're enjoying it now, that's not just rubbing on the nostalgia glands. That is you having genuine fun with a game that you used to play as a kid. It's one thing to play a game simply because of nostalgia, and it's another to play a game because it's good. There are differences. People love to try and mend those two together, that, oh, you're only playing the game because of nostalgia, but I'm having fun playing it. Well, it's because of the nostalgia. But I like the graphic style. It's nostalgia. No! No! Stop fucking using the word nostalgia. I need to have a counter for that fucking word, too. It is not always about nostalgia. People don't play Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda, on the NES, and think, oh, I loved playing this when I was a kid. I'm going to play it some more now, and I'm just going to have all this fun. But I'm not having the fun because it's a good game, or because it was well designed, or it has this cool, interesting graphic style, this pixel art. But I'm playing it because I used to play it when I was a kid, so I should, you know, I played it when I was like this tall, so I should probably keep playing it because, well, I had fun with it when I was a kid, so I have to like it now because that was my opinion as a kid. No! That is not how it goes, because there are plenty of games that I rented when I was a kid that I enjoyed, but there are some that when I played them as a kid and I play them now, I didn't have the same experience, and I didn't think they were good. And that was my opinion on it. There are plenty of older games I used to play, and I used to play them and I used to think they were fun, but I don't think they're as fun anymore. In all honesty, the Ninja Turtle games on the NES, the beat-em-ups, not the very first one. I played the first one, and I thought it was decent when I was a kid. And I play it now, and it's not that it's not fun. It's just very frustrating, and I don't have as much fun playing that game now as I do then. There's a difference right there. But even going into the beat-em-up games, the older beat-em-up games, I play the second and the third one every once in a while when I fire up with my NES, and I honestly would rather play Turtles in Time, or I'd rather play a different beat 'em up. That's just how I am. I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad games, and I'm also not saying that they're good games because I used to play them when I was a kid. I actually played Manhattan Project. That was a nostalgic game for me. I don't think it's perfect by any means. I still have fun playing it now, but not as much fun as I have playing Turtles in Time. So I just feel like this guy, he has hopped on this kind of bandwagon of people who believe that because the game came out in this generation, and because gaming has come such a far way from what it used to be, that it immediately gets shoved to the top of the bracket of games that are just better than others. This is just his opinion. I just feel like that opinions should be left to talk about with your loved ones and your significant others, your friends. You shouldn't be fucking posting articles about it and trying to spin it off as truth. It's just ignorant and stupid. This is like a troll fucking article. This is an article aimed at people like me who are looking for a reason to get angry over something I love, to show my true passion. But in all honesty, I just show my passion because I like to hear what you guys think about this stuff. These videos for me are a way of me expressing myself, and I want to share that with my friends. So that is what I do. I'm getting off topic. I do that way too often. I don't even really want to keep reading this. I've read this, I think, twice now. Like, I've gone through and I've been making this video a lot longer than I should have. I think my first take of this, I was very angry. I think I used the word fuck a lot, and I used a couple other 4- and 5-letter words that are not children approved. Well, kid tested, mother approved. Actually, nowadays, kids are saying swear words more than I am. I'm not going to say that what he is saying here is true or false, because this, as I've said before, it's clearly an opinion article, but he is stating something that there really is a double-edged sword with this. Because there are certainly older games that are shit. I played a bunch of them. I thought Top Gun was shit. And I kind of still do. I don't enjoy Top Gun. There are people who do enjoy it, but I don't. I think that game is shit. I think that for all intents and purposes, mainly because of its difficulty though, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES was shit. It's really fucking difficult. I'm not saying that I'd never play it again, like that much like shit, but it's certainly like the second and third one that were beat 'em ups were a lot better and much more fun in my opinion. There was no way in hell 10-15 years ago we would have thought that gaming would have advanced this far. This is just the natural progression of video games. And this guy is trying to sit here and say that because something is branded new, that it's better than anything that's branded old. Go to hell. You don't fucking know. That is your opinion, that you think modern gaming is better than old classic gaming. That is clearly just, this is an opinion piece. A trashy one at that. I don't even fucking know where this kid went to college, but he needs to fucking go back, because he doesn't know how to fucking write an article. There's actually a line in this article where he talks about, it was like a dodgy electronic shop in some Spanish fucking bullshit fucking waste of space town. I don't even know what he said or how, but fucking he has obviously taken a strong stance against older gaming, and other than the fact that because it's become popular and because more and more people are playing older games instead of playing new ones, and people are buying older games almost as frequently as they're buying the new ones, I think he's just taking offense to that. I think he just does not, he doesn't get it. And you know what? He doesn't have to. And the thing is if any of you take the time and get this far in my video right now, you have the choice to take the time or not to take the time to watch this video. Just like you have the choice to take the time or not to take the time to read this article. If you want my opinion and you think that I have a decent head on my shoulders, a flimsy one that it is, and you think that I have good values, whatever, I don't even know how you want to say it, but if you enjoy my opinions, don't read this article. This is obviously like a trolling type article, clickbait for someone who doesn't have enough time to do something better. And it's the same. I think he has the same mentality towards the older games. I don't have time to play these older games because there's all these newer ones out and they look amazing and they play amazing. So why would I play all this old shit when I got all this new stuff? Well, I'm gonna put it quite simply, because some of the new stuff doesn't look good. Some of these newer games don't look good out of the gate. I'm gonna end this video right here because I honestly can't read anymore. This is, like I said, like the third time that I've read this article, and I just keep getting frustrated and I actually can't get through the whole thing. Oh, this is all I have for you. This Ian guy, he's an idiot. New doesn't necessarily mean better. That is the simple message you can take away from this. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. I'm done with this article.